you very much, Mr. Chair. Ms. Hogan, when you tabled your report last week, you made a comment that struck me, and people in my riding too. You said we found problems in almost all of the contracts that we looked at, which indicates to me that there's no reason to believe that it's limited to GC strategies. Can you tell us what that means? That there may be hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayers' money being spent. As I mentioned, I completed 2 audits on professional contracts. The ones that I made public last week were on GC strategies, but I had done another previously on McKinsey & Company. If we look at the number of departments and Crown corporations in those reports, there's roughly 50. I have no reason to believe that it's limited to 2 contractors. I think the public service is the issue. It has forgotten or is not applying the procurement rules that, in my opinion, are very clear. So we need to get back to the basics to ensure that this is done. But that doesn't mean that no service was received. It's a lack of accountability that currently exists. And now this falls under the ministerial department. This is a fundamental principle in Canadian democracy, and we must protect it. Ministers are the one who are responsible for the money that is taken from taxpayers' pockets. And I understand that there are public servants who are doing their jobs or not doing their jobs. I understand that there are directors who are not looking at the problems head on. But at the end of the day, elected officials are responsible for this because they are the ones who seek out the taxes from Canadians. We call that ministerial responsibility. And when I see that 4 successive ministers have directed this very important department, and that today still play a very important role in the Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister, the person responsible for international trade with the United States. We can't close our eyes and say, well, the public servants did this or didn't this. Shouldn't a minister lose their job over this? We lost a minister for a $16 orange juice, but now you're telling that you're not troubled by this, that it's just public servants? At some point, don't you think that the ministers have a responsibility on this issue? Answer. Our audits covered about 10 years from 2015 to 2025. That's a long period of time. And yes, public servants are accountable to their deputy ministers, and the deputy ministers are responsible to the minister, who are accountable to Parliament and Canadians. So yes, there is a common thread that starts with a public servant and that ends with a minister. And we've seen this for 10 years now, over a 10-year period, where there was this laxity. And the people responsible are still occupying very important roles in government. People, taxpayers at home who are listening to us, are they getting value for their money? No, and that's the problem that we're seeing. You spoke about the F-37 program. There have been cost overruns and things have been unwinding. But Madam Auditor General, what signal are we sending to Canadians when every time that we touch everything, there are cost overruns and there's no accountability from elected officials who are the ones who are seeking out money from the pockets of taxpayers? Answer. A point of clarification. We just mentioned about professional contracts went back to 2011, so it's over a decade. I just like to be exact in my answers. I think it demonstrates that over the years, the rules that have been added have probably complicated the process, the procurement process. But each public servant and each deputy minister and minister are accountable, and there needs to be accountability to Canadian citizens. I agree. And here we need to look at the fact that these services were received. It's that the public service is not able to demonstrate in all cases that these services were indeed received. There you have it. A quick question, or are you okay? I'll stop at 5 minutes and 6 seconds out of respect for the chair.
Floor for